The World Cup is upon us, and in honor of the World Cup, basically, Japan has released the first soccer anime that actually has some clout to it, Blue Lock. And I'm going to be honest, out of all the anime I had on my release radar for the fall 2022 season, Blue Lock was kind of down on the list. Like, I just didn't really have like a lot of understanding about what it was, and sports has never really been a genre I've been in love with. It's kind of cyclical and repetitive, and it kind of just falls into like a lot of redundancy, I feel. But Blue Lock is different. And I don't know if it's just because I have like World Cup fever or if it's actually really, really good, but Blue Lock has become my favorite anime of the fall 2022 season, and I want to explain why. It's no secret that Japan is pretty bad at soccer, so in Blue Lock, the Japanese Soccer Association decides, well, shit, we're going to fix this. We're going to make our soccer team better. So what do? They do the most anime-esque thing ever. They take the 300 best high school strikers in the league and they isekai them to this big-ass ugly bunker where they make them fight elimination style to the death, or not to the death, but elimination style, Squid Game style, to become the singular best striker in all of Japan, right? And I know that sounds pretty formulaic and pretty tropey, but it works really, really well. They basically marry the Squid Game, Hunger Game-esque like elimination tournament with sports. And I think it works because this like fight to the death, elimination tournament, like battle royale trope has been done so much in recent years. Like, we literally have Hunger Games, we have Divergent, we have Squid Game, we have Maze Runner, we have Tomodachi Game, we have all these shows that have massive stakes. It's like fight to the death every single time. And you sort of zoom out a little bit and sort of lower the stakes, make it, about sports rather than about like fight to the death. And it does wonders for the believability of the show. Blue Lock is a very non-traditional sports anime, and in doing this, it's able to break down a lot of the stereotypical tropes that you see within the genre. And even more so, the themes in the show itself are very different from what we usually see in a sports anime. And a lot of sports anime I've seen, like Kuroko's Basketball and Haikyuu, the emphasis and the themes of the show are about the players coming together as a team, finding teamwork, self-improvement, those kinds of things. Blue Lock is much less altruistic with the themes, and I'd say it's more realistic. Because if you look at big players in like basketball, like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James or whatever, they're very ego-driven. They're the top of the league, and they're not really the best team players. Dare I say it, they're kind of dicks. And Blue Lock sort of drives at this and says, no, it's not teamwork that allows the best teams to win. It's the individual player and the individual talent possessed by those players. So it encourages the individual players to find their own strengths and really carve out points for themselves, find their own strategy to win, and then take that strategy and apply it to the team. I think it's a lot more of a mature way to look at sports and contests in general, and it's not something that I've really seen before. It's really interesting and engaging, more so than a lot of other sports anime I've seen. I mentioned this before, but one thing I hate about the sports anime genre is it's so repetitive. There will be like a massive like tournament arc where they have to win a bunch of matches and it'll look like they're about to lose, but last minute like some player will step up and make a huge save and then they'll like finally advance on, and it, there's a lot of tension built up in that moment. But after 2 or 3 of these, you start to realize this team can't lose because it would defeat the story, right? So it gets so repetitive after the first couple cycles. Blue Lock gets around this in the most interesting way possible. Basically, they throw a massive plot twist. It's a sports anime, right? Remember, it's a sports anime. But they throw a massive plot twist in every couple episodes that just keep you on the edge of your seat. I remember the first one happened in episode 1. Basically, there are a bunch of these like characters. They're kind of stewing around, doing whatever. And then like ball drops in the last couple minutes. And this one character is just ejected from the show. And you're like, what? Like, this character is just gone now. What the heck? Like, and, the realization sets in like, man, this show is brutal. And, as keeping with this, it kind of continues on. Like, you keep getting a lot of these plot twists, and there's a massive one that happened in the last, like, couple episodes. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. It keeps that excitement going, and it, it doesn't borrow anything from, like, the traditional anime sports genre. It's beautiful. It's the exact kind of uniqueness I love to see in an anime, and it really, I think, is what sets this anime apart. I am sure eventually Blue Lock will get kind of stale, but for now I think it's a breath of fresh air into the stale sports anime genre, and maybe it will encourage the Japan national team to not freaking miss their penalty kicks in the last few minutes of the game. it makes me angry. Anyways, what am I saying? But yeah, I would highly encourage you to check out Blue Lock if you've watched a lot of sports anime in the past, if you're into sports but you can't really get into sports anime, because I really do think Blue Lock is special. You know, it has unique themes. It turns the sports genre entirely on its head, in my opinion, right? And yeah, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's my favorite anime of the season so far, over even big titles like Chainsaw Man and Spy Family, which are both, you know, also incredible. Honestly, maybe on par with it, I don't know. They're all up there for being, it's just a good season in general, right? Yeah, just give it a watch, because it's a great show. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a subscribe. And yeah, I will see you gamers next week. Bye-bye.